Thanks for joining me in this topic with Coach A. We're going to be talking about defining player roles. This is such a critical thing that sometimes as we go through evaluations, preseason, and trying to get sets put in offensively and defensively, and then again, a couple games under our belt, and we forget to let the players know what their roles are. Even though this is a developmental level, it's very important that we define what each player's roles are. And the reason why is because they probably have never had anyone share with them what their possible strengths and weaknesses are. And our expectation is that at this point for us, we have already seen them in skills, we've seen them in team practice, and we've seen them in scrimmaging settings and some games. So at this point, it's not enough to assume that they know what they're supposed to do. It's very key that we actually share that with them and also reiterate it. So find time to do that is prior to games, that scrimmage day, also before the game, pre-game talks and post-game talks, because depending on the level or grade that you're coaching, it's just important, and it's something that you can't do enough. So, for example, helping each player understand, not from a standpoint of you don't shoot the ball or you don't dribble well, so don't dribble, but more so, I know those are trivial examples, but there are coaches that do tell players do not dribble the ball or don't shoot the ball, which clearly is not our aim and focus at this point. But in order to have an expectation, or for a player to meet an expectation, you really have to set the standard, and you also have to teach what that is and also communicate what their roles are. And those roles should be predicated upon their strengths and weaknesses at the developmental level. So not necessarily just focusing only on the strengths, because at the developmental level, our goal is not just to win, it is to grow and to progress. So it is important to know each player individually. It's almost like personalized learning. So if one player is dominant in anticipating and shooting the passing lanes, that clearly would be a defined role. If they're a stronger ball handler, that would be the person that the ball may be outletted to. In certain instances, that there may be a player that does very well offensively, shooting the ball wide open. Just basic things that we want to make sure that we highlight and help them to understand, because at the developmental level, they're probably going to have quite a few turnovers, mistakes, and even losses. And so in order to get them through the ramifications of those deficits, we need to make sure that we highlight that path for each of them individually and how that fits into the team system.